And we are back. What's up, guys? Max Scoville here for IGN. I'm at E3, and I'm with Dan and Jason from Treyarch, and you guys have brought out Black Ops 3. Black to the future.
We have.
Again, further into the future. So what's going on with Black Ops 3? Give us the elevator pitch.
It's a dark and twisted world, kind of coming from the story finishing off Black Ops 2, moving into the future, and we now are introduced to the science of augmented soldiers. The ability for a soldier to have limbs replaced and DNI, this direct neural interface, which allows soldiers to kind of interface with technology on the battlefield and other kind of special skills.
That sounds fun. How far into the future is this?
It's in 2065,
okay.
So a fair amount, and we finished up at 2025, Black Ops 2, and then we look at our technology, we look at the predictions we're making, and then we start to extrapolate, looking at the technology today and say, okay, if these things happen, this is the kind of world we would expect in the future.
That's awesome. So you've gone like full sci-fi here, and this is cool. I like that you're committing to the world that you built.
It's interesting because it's like, obviously it's fiction, but I think what we look at is, the distinction in sci-fi for me is we're looking at it and saying, make sure it's grounded, make sure the kind of decisions and the choices we're making in the world, and the technologies and the environments are informed from what we see today. And it's quite spooky because we'd make predictions about technology and say, oh, we should do that 2065, and then the next day it's like the military announces that thing's just been created. We're like, oh, we have to go even further out.
It's got to be a little bit unsettling. But now let's talk about the technology of the game itself. You guys are doing a lot with the current, new gen hardware, as they're calling it. What are the cool new features we got going for Black Ops 3?
Well, for the campaign, the big, from a design point of view, the big thing is bringing co-op, bringing 4-player co-op to the campaign for the first time in a while. Last time we did this was World at War, and this campaign is fully playable as a co-op experience. And so by doing so, we've expanded the play space. So we have larger play spaces than ever before. You'll see in the video in a second this larger arena type space to let the players move around and make choices. And as you do that, we have to say, okay, well, the AI have to be smarter now. The AI needed to make judgments about where any particular player is, and so we wrote a brand new AI system, and then put on top of that a brand new animation set. And then as we're doing that, we said, well, we're in there. Let's make different archetypes now. So we have bipedal robots now, and they have different sensibilities. The human sensibility is, I'm going to hide behind this thing. Robot sensibility is like, I'm just going to walk forward and shoot you as best as I can. They can also now communicate with each other, so they'll move into formations like phalanx.
Oh, wow.
Columns
and so forth. Awesome. Now, you've also got, did I read this right? You've got character customization?
Yeah, so you can...
For the campaign?
Yeah, so you can pick to be a male or a female, first off, and that will play the entire campaign through with that voice and that visual.
And how robust is the customization?
Pretty robust, yeah. We got full kind of character change outs, and you can also change the face of the character, both male and female. And then there'll be unlocks through the game as well to kind of customize it even further, to allow you to really kind of identify. And then the weapons, and the weapon system being able to have different attachments, different styles of guns, different paint jobs you can place onto the guns. Then the different cyber abilities that you're seeing here kind of used means that you can customize to be what kind of soldier do you want to be. Are you the guy who runs in there, lots of close combat, or are you kind of the guy who kind of hangs back and gives support for a space? It really allows you to say, this is who I am, and this is how I want to play the game.
Cool, and as you'd expect with a very augmented future, there's a ton of kind of cool traversal and melee attacks that you're doing stuff with. You've got a lot of very fast movement. It's kind of reminiscent of old PC gaming almost.
Yeah, and this is really kind of inspired from the MP side, from some of the kind of core principles that they brought to the table.
Yeah, the whole movement set. We started from the beginning of the project. It was one of the very first things that we did. We wanted to overhaul and take the movement system forward. We've done things in the past, like on Black Ops 1, we had dive to prone. It was a really big kind of fun new maneuver that players could do. And we really wanted to just bring so much more to the players' repertoire and what they could do in the game. And we had to start early on that because the movement set and how you design your maps go so hand in hand. Like, you cannot really separate the two from one another. So we got that movement system in very early, and we designed all of our maps around that, the principles of that, and giving players a sense of power, giving them a sense of really command over the environment, their interaction with the environment. And one of our core goals was really to make it feel fast, fluid, and visceral, and give players a sense of power and command over the environment.
Yeah, and this is interesting. Obviously, Sledgehammer is another studio entirely, but you guys are working under the Call of Duty umbrella. They brought out the exosuits that we saw in Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
How familiar do you think this is going to feel? I mean, is somebody going to pick up the controller and immediately kind of just know what they're doing? Is that kind of the
So, I mean, that's
here?
the hope. And we've watched, watched tons of players pick it up, and they pick it up really fast. So that's really a good sign. You know, ours is as Black Ops as a sub-franchise of the Call of Duty universe. That's what we do at Treyarch, and we were really evolving from our roots with Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, and that's how we started with Black Ops 3, was building off of the movement systems that we'd had in the past and building off of the pace and the flow of the gameplay.
That's awesome. And is it safe to assume that because you've got bigger, more arena-like levels in campaign, we're going to see that in multiplayer too?
You know, we have a very kind of principled sort of guidelines about how we build our maps. It's a competitive play space, and with the new movement set, you know, I think there's always that fear that you change something so fundamental about the game that you're going to lose something in the process. And we've actually gone to really great lengths to make sure that our maps are designed with all those core principles in mind. You know, we're Treyarch's known for a very three-path structured kind of map design, and we stay true to that. And you know, we always want to keep the combat in frame, because that's really the core fundamental of the game. People want to have those satisfying head-to-head engagements, and we really have fought to preserve that.
Sometimes you just want to shoot your friends.
Yeah.
Of course, one last question. Zombies?
Not allowed to talk about that.
No? Okay. Well, that's a bummer,
know.
but it sounds, we could, you know, maybe get our hopes a little bit up there.
I think you should.
All right, and when is this coming out? Where can people get it?
Official taglines.
November 6th, it's coming out on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Hopefully they can get it everywhere.
Yeah. I'd be really surprised if anyone's like, what? November? A Call of Duty game? Madness.
Crazy.
Well, guys, thank you so much for chatting. The game looks great. The future looks blacker than ever. Robot jumps. For all your E3 coverage, keep it right here on IGN. Take it easy.
Awesome. Thank you.